In this video, I'm going to share 11 things you might experience during receiving an energy healing and an activation. How do I know these 11 things? Well, it's pretty much my expertise. I am Elizabeth, and I am a divine channel for expanded frequencies of incredible healing energy. Through my own journey of healing and receiving energy healing and clearing and doing the work, shadow work, all of it, I have experienced these 11 things, all of them. So they're pretty common from my experience, just not for myself personally, but also for those that I work with. And I have been doing energy healing for many years now in individual sessions with others, as well as recently doing group healings and holding space for healing to happen in group healings. Number one, when you receive an energy healing and activation, you could, and this is almost one of the biggest commonalities that I find, is that you experience a very deep state of relaxation. A calming washes over you, calming feeling. So peaceful. You experience just complete, beautiful peace, and of course, expanded frequencies of love and healing energy. It's all about that peaceful state of being calm, and so you could experience a deep state of relaxation and peace. You may even fall asleep. That's a very common reaction to receiving healing. I oftentimes my those that I work with are always like, I fell asleep. What is that? Is that bad? No, not at all. In a sleep type state and in an extremely relaxed state is when and where magic can happen and incredible healing happens. And letting go of our alert state, in that sometimes our ego gets involved. Just allowing that peaceful state to take you to an incredible depth of healing. So very, very common to experience relaxation, peace, and even fall asleep. Now, number two, which happens too on the opposite side of the relaxation and the peace, some experience just an expanded, heightened awareness, very awake, very alert, very energized state of being. The feelings of just wow, just off the charts of being very present and very, very awake. So that's number two. And both are common, both are fine. We're all different, and all of us experience energy healing very differently. Number three, you could experience a change in your body temperature. So our physical bodies, experiencing just the healing, we experience it on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual expanded level. But physically, we could experience hot or cold. And you could get an all over your body, a feeling of warmth and heat, and you may get hot. That's very common. And you also might experience getting cold. Sometimes the energies that work through us, it causes a very cold sensation, and our body temperature can drop just a little bit. Is it dangerous? No, not at all. It's a part of it. It's all good. And experiencing it all over your body, either the hot or the cold, but you also can experience it more localized. So feet, your hands, your fingers, you could get cold. All normal. So that's number three, temperature change that you could experience, a very common thing. Number four, tingling sensations. We are electrical beings, and the electrical currents that run, the frequencies that run outer and within us, within our beingness, can cause a almost like a little tiny zap effect. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced sticking your finger in an electric socket. I have when I was younger. And it's not like that fully because that was a little painful, but it's kind of a similar sensation of a tiny electrical shock. And that is just an area, it's just an awareness, your physical body, of the energy running through you. So just be aware that that's all part of it too. So the tingling sensations are, that's number 4. And number 5, that kind of piggybacks a little bit on that, you might experience muscle twitching. You might experience just very minimal muscle spasms. And I don't even like using the word muscle spasms, but muscle twitching. And it's just your body might have an area where you have held on to tension, whether it's current or trauma and wounding. If we have any trauma or wounding within our energy field, within our physical body, it can be stored there. If it has not been processed, if it has not been honored and released and let go. So you could experience some muscle twitches. In very rare instances, it can be, I have worked with others where it's a incredible transformation of a particular area where it's a little bit more intense, the muscle movement. Uh, Nothing ever have I ever experienced uh, um, where there's pain. It might be just a tad bit of a discomfort when energy is readjusting or leaving the body, or if an activation is happening. But yeah, so the muscle twitching and that sort of thing is a very, very normal thing as well. Let's see, number 6, you could experience, uh, with these energies flowing, almost immediately, your body's going to react, your physical body. And very common thing you might experience is coughing. Uh, you might experience sneezing. So I kind of grouped it all together under number 6. Coughing, sneezing, yawning is very, without being tired, yawning is a way we release and allow the energies, anything that's no longer serving us, to release and let go and expel from our energy field. So yawning is common. One of my very favorites that's very funny is burping. So you could experience burping during an energy healing and activation. So yes, so burping, and then you could experience a runny nose. Oftentimes, for myself, when I expand into these higher frequencies and channel in, I my nose immediately will start running, and I have to have a tissue handy, even while I'm channeling, but while I'm working with those, I have to have tissues everywhere. So you might experience a runny nose. You might even experience the opposite. You might experience getting a little stuffed up, and that's common too. We oftentimes are chronically dehydrated and there's not enough water flow. And once the energies are moving, it can cause that sensation of being a little bit stuffed up. So it happens sometimes when I know for myself, when I receive a massage, I get a little bit stuffed up from the energy being moved out of my body. So uh, also, 6th thing, in terms of those types of experiences, you might have your tummy start gurgling. That's a common thing, and one that's not necessarily as common is you might get a little lightheaded. So those are physical things that you might experience, and a lot of these that I've talked about are physical things. Um, Number 7, you might experience, well, and it actually is a very common thing to experience, uh, emotions coming to the surface. You might get emotional. We have been taught for so long, for many of us, to not honor our emotions and not express our emotions. And oftentimes when we're children, to stop crying, that it's not okay to feel a certain way. So we learn to just stuff. If there's wounding or trauma in our past, that oftentimes energy healing will bring that trauma to the surface within, wherever it's stored in the body. And oftentimes our hearts is that's where we carry a lot of wounding and trauma and hurt. And uh, not a coincidence that then grief can arise during healing. And I just recommend feel it. To feel is to heal, to release and to let go. And so that number 7 is about emotional stuff coming to the surface to be healed. And yeah, so that's a big one, big one. And grief is a very common one. Of course, you could experience just ecstatic joy as well. Uh, but oftentimes people are needing to open their hearts and let go of hurt. So yeah, so that's emotion. Emotions are common. Number 8, most people will close their eyes during a healing, whether they're seated or laying down. They'll have their eyes closed, and oftentimes you can see the frequencies. Oftentimes, like the angelics, will have a certain color that they are associated with. Raphael green, blue, Archangel Michael. Um, uh, Chamuel is pink. And so those particular light frequencies come through the light spectrum, and you will see those. And oftentimes it might be where you are needing healing, and those particular beautiful spiritual beings that are with us are there, letting you know that they are here to help. So you could see the colors. You could also see flashes of light. Are very common too through healing. All of it normal, all of it's good. Let's see. Number 9, to kind of tie in with that, you may have visions. You may see uh, maybe something from your past that's needing to be presented or brought forward to heal. Or you might just be seeing visions of, oftentimes when the angels come through, in my experience, like fields of flowers, or flowers are being shown, and flowers have incredible healing properties. So you may have visions of a field of flowers, or you may be taken someplace incredibly beautiful that maybe is not of this world. So visions. And it's all part of it too, part of the healing. Any activations that you receive during a session, or during a healing, that's all part of it. Number 10, you may receive messages from loved ones that have passed over. You may receive messages from your higher self. During a healing and activation, we are connected more to our soul essence. And so we are able to get messages and guidance through. There's a clarity, there's an opening that allows for us to hear and to get these impressions more easily. So you might receive from loved ones. You might also receive from any guides or your angels that walk with you in this lifetime. They may be expressing and letting you know something. And you might also experience any of your pets that have passed over, that you were close to, that you loved. They may come through and express as well. I've often had that happen when I'm working with others. The impressions and the love that comes through from the pets is quite beautiful. Let's see. Number 11, last but not least, which is so incredible and just amazing. During healings and activations, pain, actual physical pain, can be reduced significantly. And in instances, it can be completely eliminated. And oftentimes when I work with others, I watch their face when they're experiencing this, and they almost have an aha moment, and they express, my pain is gone. And it's quite beautiful. I've experienced it myself as well. So again, the 11th thing is pain reduction, very powerful, and pain elimination is incredible. And of course, that's part of the healing. So if you have any questions for me about and would like more detail about these 11 different things that you might experience during receiving healing and receiving an activation, by all means, please hit me up, ask. I'm more than happy to elaborate and explain. And you can find me at healingwithelizabeth.com is my website. And I have a free discovery call on there, and I have a place where you can just send me a message. You can also direct message me as well. I love speaking and talking, but again, this is my expertise. I've experienced just incredible, such a powerful transition, not a transition, but I've experienced such an incredible change in myself from energy healing that my heart just has this incredible desire to share it and to teach and to give tools to empower others to step into more of their soul essence and to feel more joyful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to receive healings from me, you can find me again still on my website. I do individual healing sessions, and I have many offerings that are on there on healingwithelizabeth.com. I also have a free meetup, Energy Healing for a New World. If you Google, meetups in your area, well, not even just in your areas, but just Google meetups, you can find me in that capacity. And right now I have a free group energy healing that I'm doing Sunday nights at 7 Mountain Standard Time. And once in a while I'll be throwing in an additional healing. Also, if you would like to receive different healings, you can do so on my Patreon account. And that's Energy Healing for a New World as well under Patreon. And I have different tiers on there as well. Much love. And I hope that this video and that this information that you find it helpful.